He's Thundarr. I'm E-Lightning, and welcome to Emo Sports Store.
Today we're going to talk about some of the bigger name players on the trade deadline of the NBA. So let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's go!
E-Lightning, let's give you a first name. One of the bigger names on the trade deadline this year, DeMarcus Cousins of the Sacramento Kings. Do you think they'll trade him? And if they do, give us some possible teams that he might go to.
So first off, I don't think they're going to trade him, but here are some places I think he could go if he does get traded. The Boston Celtics. All right, I know that's Celtics.
I know. Yeah.
All right, so Boston Celtics is one name that comes to mind.
Yeah, definitely. They need a center. Kelly.
Dude, they got a wealth of picks. So I think the Celtics should definitely make a move for a big name player.
Kelly. I think Celtics are going to be pretty much a suitor for all of these players that I'm going to list, considering.
Yes. But, all right, another team I think could pick up DeMarcus Cousins is a sweeper. The Orlando Magic, I think, could put together a really good offer. All right, hear me out here.
Oh, like Vucevic and.
If they offer Vucevic
and like Aaron.
And like Alfred, and maybe
I give them Vucevic
and a pick. Vucevic and a 2017.
I give him more than that. You'd have to give him.
I know.
Vucevic, and then you'd have to give Fournier and probably Oladipo too.
I'd be willing to do it though if I could get DeMarcus Cousins.
And then you also have Brandon Jennings now, and then you get to keep Aaron Gordon, who you can develop, and
his dunk contest was amazing.
I know, and Zach Levine, that was just absolutely fantastic. All right, so I also believe that DeMarcus Cousins is not going to get traded. He's too valuable for the Sacramento Kings. I know there's chemistry issues with George Karl and all of them, but
George Karl's about to get fired.
I know. If I were the Kings, why would you trade your star player? Just get rid of your coach if he has problems. I know DeMarcus Cousins he's probably a chemistry issue with a lot of players. He doesn't seem like the nicest guy in the league, but I feel he has such a great talent. I don't know why you would trade him, and if they do, I also believe the Celtics and another team that might pursue him is the Suns, possibly. Give up Brandon Knight, one of their they have a mass of guards that the Kings would love to have, but I just don't see them trading anyway, so there's really no point of even talking about it. So let's get into our next player. It's Blake Griffin.
So today, Blake Griffin, as you know, his hand is hurt because he punched a dude. So yeah, basically, where I think Blake Griffin should go, I think the Celtics, obviously, they're gonna be a name in everybody's conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
One team I'm gonna name a sweeper here. The Pistons.
Why
hear me out.
Hear me out. Harris, they don't need him.
No. Would you give up? Here, let me think what I do. If you were the Pistons, would you give up KCP?
No.
You wouldn't give up KCP and a couple other players for him and a pick?
No, I think your chemistry is fine for the Pistons. A name that has been swirling around a little bit is the Nuggets. I wouldn't be surprised if they went out and tried to get him.
If the Nuggets got him, they could place him with the manimal Kenneth Faried.
Yeah, I can definitely see him going to Nuggets, playing some small ball. Another team, possibly the Miami Heat. Maybe a Chris Bosh.
Pat Riley likes to make moves, and Chris Bosh is on blood thinners, so maybe.
Yeah, so that's another name. And one of the more, another big name that's been swirling around the room is Kevin Love.
I don't think Kevin Love's moving anywhere,
I don't think Blake Griffin's moving anywhere, too. I think these are all just rumors.
Yeah, I know. All right, so where I think Kevin Love could go, the Knicks, we all have heard those rumors and stuff. I think they'd be actually a good suitor for him. Just
the Celtics.
Of course, the Celtics, because why not the Celtics? And I think the Nuggets, because Nuggets are in the market for a power forward. They're kind of shopping around, looking for a big name to try and get them over the hump. I think Kevin Love could also do that, just like Blake Griffin.
Another team I wouldn't be surprised, the Kings. They're looking for a stretch forward to pair with DeMarcus Cousins. They already got Rondo and Rudy Gay. They could have a real, not a contender, but they could have a real good team for this year and a contender for the next couple of years if they could snag one of the top power forwards or even an Al Horford. That's another name that's been floating around. And speaking of Al Horford, let's just get right into him. Al Horford, where do you think he might go and if he'll get traded at all?
If Al Horford is traded, one team I look to pick him up is, once again, Don Nix.
Oh, the Knicks, all right.
That could help them, dude.
Why would they need him? They have Porzingis.
No, dude, that's what I'm saying. If you pair up Porzingis with Horford is a great rebounder and scorer. If you pair up a stretch four with a good center, dude, imagine what that could do.
They're both stretch fours.
Al Horford's not a stretch four. He's a center.
He's been playing out of position his entire career. He's a power forward.
No, he's not. He's a center.
No.
He plays center. He can play
center because they have no
He
center.
could complete that Knicks lineup, you insolent little boy.
No, he'd play center. I'm not saying he is a center.
He is a center, though.
He's been playing out of position.
He is a center.
You can look it up. He is a power forward that plays center.
He is a center.
All right, he can play center. I don't think he does.
He is a center.
Whatever. We're not going to argue over this. This is stupid.
Yes, we are.
All right, one potential team I could see him moving to is the Houston Rockets. I wouldn't be surprised if I know they want to get Dwight Howard out of there. Another name that's been swirling around, and another team, obviously the Nuggets and the Celtics and the Knicks, all them.
Wait, and a name for the Al Horford is the Hornets.
I was about to say the Hornets.
The Hornets have been looking for a quality center, and I think if they picked, or a big man basically, if they picked up Al Horford to go with Kemba Walker and Nicholas Batum, that could get them in
the playoff conversation. I don't see him doing anything, but I think that would definitely help them get into that playoff contention. And another player on the Hawks is Jeff Teague. If he gets
another one.
What?
Another.
Oh, well, yeah. DJ Kelly, shout out. All right. Jeff Teague, come on.
Jeff Teague, the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, definitely.
If they make a move for a true point guard like Jeff Teague, I know Jeff Teague's kind of having a down year after his whitening last year, but I feel like if he does manage to convert, right?
Yeah.
Go to the Jazz, then imagine that. If they had a true passer in that system, that could be great.
Just saying, last video, you said that you just said the Jazz would be great, right then. You would acknowledge, you just said the Jazz would be great if they got a Jeff Teague.
Yeah, but you were saying that they'd make the 4 seed. I said they wouldn't do it without Jeff Teague.
Well, I said they'd trade for a point guard, and if they do that, they'll get the 4 seed.
Well, I'm sorry.
All right, sorry for the topic.
Another team is the Sacramento Kings. If they make I think they're in the same boat as kind of the Utah Jazz, except is a little bit less talented with like chemistry issues. But if you put a true point guard in, well, they already have Rondo.
Yeah, why would you?
Imagine having a rotation with Jeff Teague and Rondo. Jeff Teague would be a great 6th man because if you look at their bench, they really don't have anybody good on their bench, really. So I feel like if they get a good bench player there to lead that second unit of like Ben McLemore, like it'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I definitely could see that. Another team.
And Marco Bellinelli.
Yeah, definitely. Another team that would be thrown out there. Well, obviously, I think the Miami Heat. Pat Riley does like to make moves. We already kind of established this. And I wouldn't be surprised if he went to the Mavericks. They kind of need a point guard. Well, they have Darren Williams, but you might be.
I think the Mavs
in and out. And the Magic are also another potential suitor for.
They already have Elfrid Payton though, so I don't see them doing
that. I do. Elfrid Payton's he'll be a bench player.
He's a great distributor.
Yeah, I'd much rather have Jeff Teague though if I were the Magic's front office. So let's get into our final player, Superman, Dwight Howard.
So the Hornets, as I said, the Hornets have been looking for a big man, and there are rumors kind of floating around with him. He could go there. The Heat, even though that article was probably like the Heat aren't interested, I still feel like they would go there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just because you say he's not, I mean, everybody lies. Everybody lies. And Pat Riley's the kind of dude who would make a move for Dwight Howard, especially with Chris Bosh's status unknown. They get Dwight Howard in there. Imagine the tall ball lineup of you playing Dwight Howard and Hassan Whiteside.
Well,
that'd be some scary interior defense.
I wouldn't be surprised if they swapped Hassan Whiteside for Dwight Howard.
That would be that's a very good possibility.
Yeah, I think.
And like if Patrick Beverley is involved in that swap, then that might push the Heat to accept it. With Goran Dragic's shaky play this season.
I know. I think the Heat are almost they're. I feel like they kind of want to get rid of Hassan Whiteside, considering how bad he is offensively. I mean, he's obviously one of the NBA's elite defenders, except that's all he does. Like, he has no offensive game whatsoever except for dunking it occasionally. So I wouldn't be surprised if you went out and got a guy like Dwight Howard, who still has offense and has pretty good defensive.
When he puts his mind to it. And I think getting traded to a team like the Heat would kind of be like a resurgence for Dwight Howard, give him some motivation to really play for. Yeah. I feel like he's lost motivation and he's not the superstar. But with Chris Bosh's status unknown,
well, he was
and Dwayne Wade's Dwayne Wade is a team player. I'm not saying James Harden isn't, but Dwayne Wade is a much better leader and more in what he steps down if a player wants to be the man on any given night. And if Dwight Howard wants to be a man on a certain night, he doesn't have James Harden to compete with. I'm pretty sure if Dwight Howard was feeling good one night, Dwayne Wade would just go let him play instead of being a ball dominant scorer. That's why I think Dwayne Wade would be a great fit with Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I do too. Another name that, well, obviously the Celtics. Celtics are good for all of these teams, and so are the Knicks. So
let's stop.
Yeah, let's just stop saying the Celtics and the Knicks. They're just a given for everyone that's a big man that's on the market, basically. All right, that is it for us today as Sports Storm. See you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.